I just want to know, what's the long term outcome of this, right? Because if they raise rates, higher for longer, cause the economy to break. If they're lower for too long, you just get massive inflation. Meanwhile, the debt's just piling on. What are y'all's long term theses on the U.S. debt and Bitcoin?
So it's become super popular, especially as we've gotten into a new decade here, to really talk about regime changes, and we're no longer in the, post GFC environment of the Fed really keeping interest rates suppressed and ZERP and this, that, and the other. Guys, that's the playbook for central banks, and we historically trend in that direction over time, right? So central banks continue to become more and more accommodative over time. So for me, I don't see that regime shift, if you will. And so for me, broadly speaking, we'll continue to follow the same playbook, which is the Fed is going to keep rates too high for too long, cause a recession, bring rates down to zero, stimulate the hell out of the economy and the financial system, or at least attempt to, and bring those rates back down to zero, rinse and repeat the same process. As Joe
And
mentioned,
Caleb, if that's the playbook, Caleb, if infinite expansion is the playbook followed by protracted periods of tightening, what's the one asset that you want to hold in your portfolio?
the asset that can't be printed. So this is why we're also fundamentally bullish on Bitcoin specifically, and not crypto broadly speaking, is because I can't tell you what the hell the monetary policy is of something like Ethereum or Cardano or Solana or anything else. But I can tell you with certainty what the exact monetary policy is of Bitcoin for the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years, so on and so forth, right? In perpetuity, in fact. So this is what we do, right? So as the dollar continues to get debased historically over time, that will not go away. Everything else is going to go up in price. If what you're denominating everything in is losing its value, then everything else becomes more expensive. That includes consumer goods, and that includes investment goods, right, or assets. And so this is why fundamentally I continue to be extremely bullish on real estate, on stocks, on Bitcoin, so on and so forth, because you want to own the thing that is scarce in value relative to something that has no scarcity. So, great question, Joe. Thank you for asking.